Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. As Juan Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork you will not get anywhere else. You see where it's at the crib, dog. We at the crib, dog. We at the crib, homie. It's so, and there was some skepticism on my end of actually coming, because I done got so used to the nice warm Florida cold weather, but my mother was like, look, you're coming to this one. And I see exactly why. I'm glad she made sure I came for this Thanksgiving. She said, if any Thanksgiving, you don't want to miss this one, man. If any Thanksgiving, you don't want to miss this one because the crew has arrived. Well, first of all, shout out to everyone out there listening. Happy Thanksgiving to you folks. Hope you enjoy it. Hope it's a great one. Be productive, though. Be productive. Be productive. Be smart about what you're doing, what you're taking in on this day. Just because it's a holiday don't mean you get to just forget all your rules, right? So anyway, it was, again, it's a packed house at my house, the house I grew up in right here, 1010-7 Brock. All right, I won't put the city out there or anything like that, but, right here in Maryland where I grew up, the house has been packed. All four of my uncles are going to be here. My mother's side, my aunt, on my mother's side, it's funny because this past family reunion, I got a chance to really get in and, speak on my dad's side of the family. And now I'm getting the opportunity to be around my mother's side of the family. So it's going to be I'm already seeing the setup. 2025 is going to be something incredible, something that I couldn't even picture. I couldn't even envision. I always say, whatever your goal is, whatever the ambition is, if you tell God, it's going to be really, really small compared to what he has for you, what he has in store for you. I can't remember specifically the verse that that got me there, but it's in there somewhere. All right. So anyway, as far as today's Move Swiftly thought, I had to backtrack on what I was going to talk about yesterday. As I told you, I had a video coming out about being governed by God and stuff like that. And again, this video can sort of touch on that. I already touched on that a little bit, but I'll dive into that tomorrow. As far as today's Move Swiftly thought, I have got to address something that went down yesterday. All right. It was me and my 13-year-old nephew. All right. A 13-year-old nephew. We're in our basement at my house. So, for those of you, just to give you guys some perspective, I have a very extensive, if it's your first time tuning in, if you're a regular listener, you already know this about me, but a very, very loyal youth football player, very loyal to the game. In fact, tomorrow's live stream will be all about loyal to the soil, right? So as I was, going through all my old pictures and my old scrapbooks and all that kind of stuff, old jerseys and all that kind of stuff, my nephew is watching me. He's watching my 13-year-old nephew who's deep into the sports game and probably is already a better athlete than me, seeing that he's playing multiple sports. And, there are people who went and saw him play yesterday and they're telling me, man, your nephew is something. He's something serious. He's him. He is him, right? So he's a little more into it as me because he has the natural athletic ability and he just, again, grew a little taller and is just a great player, right? Great player, athletically talented, way more talented than his uncle. And I ain't ashamed to say it because it's more so about the hard work. It's about the work ethic. I say it all the time. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So as talented as he is, it's that work ethic element that we got to make sure we start instilling in him earlier, right? So anyway, so yesterday I'm going through all the jerseys and all this stuff. So here's what happened. My sister actually called me a couple months ago and she was like, look, your mother's on a warpath, all right? She's throwing away all jerseys, she's throwing away everything and all that. So my sister was seeing some of these jerseys that she was throwing away and she goes, oh, okay, let me call my brother. She calls me and she goes, yeah, so mommy's kind of throwing away some stuff and there's some jerseys in there that I don't think you're gonna want thrown away. And then she had asked me if I was coming home for Thanksgiving, and that pretty much sealed it to where I was like, all right, look, let me get my damn ticket before this woman, goes too hard when it comes to some of the things that she wants to get rid of. So, yesterday, I believe it was my sister who brought down all the jerseys that she was considering throwing away. And I'm just going through the jerseys like, absolutely not. You can't throw this away, can't throw this away, can't throw this away. Like I'm going through them. And right next, it just so happened that I was going through them. There was also my old high school yearbooks and my elementary school yearbooks and all that kind of stuff. And my nephew, my 13-year-old nephew, sitting here watching me reminisce and go through all these jerseys. And he told me, he took a couple of them for his room, for his memorabilia. In fact, he still has my my rings that I got from college. I got 3 rings from playing college football for Stony Brook and at Carson Newman. So he still has those at his house. I got to make sure I get those back, in fact, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I remember saying this out loud. I was saying it to myself, but I said it loud enough to where my mother heard me and he heard me. And this is very important for you guys to understand. Because, you get a lot of, whenever you say you want to leave home or you want to move and go build something special somewhere else, initially you're going to get a lot of pushback. Initially you're going to get a lot of resistance. Initially you're going to get a lot of people saying, oh, what, you think you're better than me? And it's, it's not going to be welcomed with a lot of support. So you got to, have it in your mind, condition it in your mind to go out and do it. Right. So anyway, I was going through it and I said this out loud to myself. I was like, man, it's a good thing I left, because I'm not sure if I would be seeing this stuff every day, if I was around these same neighborhoods every day, if I was around the same kind of energy, the same people every day. I'm not sure I'd be able to come back and appreciate it the way I appreciate it now. And this moment for my 13-year-old nephew was something that is special. And he's going to take the field, he's going to take the court, he's going to take everything he does a little more serious now, just given that perspective. They call it gaining perspective for a reason. It's not something that you're born with. You have to gain the perspective. You have to go move out. You have to go and get uncomfortable. You have to go meet certain people. You have to go and be a part of things that you're not necessarily familiar with and gain the perspective. Again, you're not just born with it. You got to go gain it. So today's Move Swiftly thought is to inspire you to just do that a little bit. Again, use my story, use what I'm all about. And this is just literally the tip of the iceberg. I've been home now for about maybe 24 hours, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of what it is I'll be discussing throughout this entire weekend. I'll be back in Florida tomorrow night, basically early Saturday morning. Get ready for that Michigan-Ohio State game. Go shock the world with that. Go shock the world with that massive upset that Michigan about to put on them Buckeyes. All right, so all that being said, tap in with me tomorrow. We got the live stream coming where I'll have a whole hour dissecting and diving deeper into these concepts. Main website to check. Actually, before I give you the main website, Patreon. Make sure you tap into the Patreon link to become a part of my membership. We have preseason, regular season, and postseason. We got that jumping off really right now. We got that ready as we speak. And the main website to dive into, main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work. It's makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.